Hello folks, it's Eamon McAuley here, Belfast boxing historian, ex-pro fighter, back with another wee chat about boxing. Today I want to talk about the psychology of boxing. Muhammad Ali would sometimes talk to opponents during a fight. He would make them doubt themselves, none more so than when he fought George Foreman. Foreman seemed unbeatable as he demolished two boxers that had beat Ali, Ken Norton and Joe Frazier. Ali would make Foreman doubt himself during the fight, as Ali would lie on the ropes, absorbing Foreman's heavy punches, while shouting at Foreman, "Is that all you got, George? I thought you could punch hard, George. You punch like a sissy, George. Come on, George, punch harder." Foreman went crazy punching harder, expending his energy and sapping his stamina as he got tired from hitting Ali, and the punches having no effect, and all the time listening to Ali calling him a bum. Foreman went down from a right from Ali and was too exhausted to get up as the referee counted to 10 in the 8th round. It was one of the biggest upsets in history, and Ali was the first boxer to use psychology in boxing. When I was boxing as an amateur in London at 18-19, I would use psychology. I felt invincible as I was getting some great sparring and training with pros. I won my last 19 amateur fights. When I got in the ring, I fixed my eyes on my opponent and I never took my eyes off him until the end of the first round. Sometimes I talked to my opponents. Sometimes when I was in a clinch, I would shout, "Break it up, come on, break it up, ref, he's holding, break it up, break it up." I was fully aware of what I was doing. I was letting my opponent think that I was super strong and fit as a fiddle. Sometimes I was just as tired as my opponent, but I would hide my shortfall by conning my opponent into thinking I was superhuman and super fit. And it nearly always worked. I would feel the fight going right out of them as I upped the tempo. I could be crafty and smart and not one-dimensional. I had loads of feints and tricks up my sleeve. The only guy that ever talked back to me was a guy called Dave Murphy, and it was in the preliminary round of the Senior ABA Championships around February 1985. I had just turned 19. I was down to box two guys on the same night. Rob Jenkins was down to box the winner between me and Dave Murphy. Dave Murphy was a solidly built lightweight, but my confidence was sky high. I gave him 4 standing counts, but I tired from hitting him in the last round, and my punches were wild. I couldn't finish him off. He would smile at me when I landed as if to say, like Ali did, "Is that all you got?" I was exhausted, and the final bell sounded like an orchestra. But I was a clear winner. I was to box Rob Jenkins now in under 2 hours. So I went and tried to get a bit of rest. No chance of any sleep. Put a blanket around myself and tried to get some rest. Jenkins was a big, tall, lanky guy with long arms, and he had the advantage of watching me box, so he knew what he was up against. I didn't know nothing about him. What I remember was I wasn't happy with my performance against Murphy, but I can't remember having 2 bad fights in a row. Jenkins was aggressive, but I was more circumspect, picking my punches and boxing his ass off. I gave him a count in the second and was a clear winner. In the boxing news write-up the following week, they said professional managers had turned up to have a look at me, as I was the talk of the town. But I need to mature a little before thinking of going pro. Fair enough. Thanks for listening, folks. Take care and God bless.